Hello, my YouTube family. How are you? I'm Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper. It is such a privilege to come to you once again. Thank you so much for all of my new subscribers. Thank you for supporting me and those of you who are emailing me and leaving your comments. Thank you so much for the encouragement. It is my joy to come to you every time that I appear on video just to give the information to strengthen you in this sisterhood, in this familyhood. And we give information because we know what you're going through. And those of you who wrote me said, could you please talk about the topic when people are not convinced or believe that you're actually going through what you're going through? What do you do? You can't convince people of your truth. However, you never should deny your truth. Just because a person don't believe that you're going through such tragedies in a relationship and that this is trauma, that you're being traumatized in a relationship, you never deny your experience. You're real and your life is there and you know what you're going through. Just because family members are friends, and some friends will leave because they don't believe you. They don't believe that you're going through, or they believe that, excuse me, somehow you're contributing to what you're saying. Narcissist abuse is very damaging. It's psychologically damaging. It's physiologically damaging. Sociologically damaging. It's damaging to every area of your life. To live with a person who's totally consumed, has an inability to have compassion, true compassion, and to love you. And no matter how you engage in a relationship, how many years you engage in a relationship, you know that you will never be loved. You'll be tolerated, and you'll be tolerated on the base of systemic self. That their stimulation is you caring for them, you giving to them, you providing to them. Even when there's a family, nothing changed. The narcissist has a pattern, and they usually continue that pattern. That pattern can last for 20, 30, 40 years, and it doesn't matter. People don't believe that you can actually be in a relationship that has the same pattern, the same destructive behavior year after year after year. And their question is, well, why do you remain? There are some psychological prohibitors that are engaged in your mind when you have been transliterated and your mind has been rewritten and your will has been overtaken and you have adjusted to the situation. The narcissists affect you psychologically, and they begin to rewrite your brain. They rewrite how you think. They rewrite your personality to the point where you start to incur the behavior that they channel in their activity, your everyday life. They begin to be your instructors. They begin to be your trainers. And because you love them, you give them chance after chance. You're constantly forgiving them, and they're constantly pleading for another opportunity because narcissists they're expert at trying to channel the emotions that would give way to what they want, especially empaths, because empaths has a habit of taking on the responsibility of other people and trying to solve their behavior until they grow up. Humanity has a sense of caring, a sense of sympathy, empathy. So when you start caring for someone, they take that and reflect that back, and they turn your caring to guilt. So you end up staying trying to be who you should be and trying to be the perfect wife, the perfect spouse, the perfect mate. And it doesn't happen like that. And the longer you stay, the more common you get, the more familiar you are with them, the deeper your emotions go with them. And when you are deeply in love with someone, causes and dissonance will cause you to ignore truths that are displayed right before you. And you will stay there because you will say tomorrow it it would get better, or I just wait until they change, or if I do this, they will change. A narcissist is a personality disorder. It's unchangeable, and what they do, that's who they are. And if a person show you who they are, you need to believe it. A lot of times, because of how we are, we try to make people who we want them to be, and a lot of people and a lot of damage has incurred. And so when this damage incurred, it is so extreme, so tremendous, so devastating, that when you talk to someone about it, it becomes unbelievable to them. But those of us that went through this, that knows about it, you know that your life is what you are stating. You know your truth. This is in real time, and nobody can tell you that you did not go through that for 10 years. And a lot of people, those of you who are Christians know the story of Job, how they accuse him when Job had boils all over his body, lost everything he had. They accused Job of doing wrong, and Job didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes it's not the wrong you do, it's where you are and who you're with. And many of you think, I had to do something. You had the being unfortunate of being with a narcissist. That's what you did wrong. There was choices you made, and you were not aware of the narcissist. You was not aware of what you were getting yourself into. You love them, you care for them, and usually in a love relationship, there's mutual giving, mutual understanding. You give and you get back. In the narcissist, you give and give and give. You constantly make deposits. You make deposit, they make withdrawal. Well, if they make too many withdrawal, you're going to have an NSF. You're going to have insufficient funds. Why? Because they are not making deposits. And as soon as you make a deposit, they draw out. And if they overdraw, you're going to come out depleted. And that is what is happening. You are coming out depleted. And for you to expose that, you're coming to a point where you're drained. You're coming to a point where you're tired. You're coming to a point where you're weary. And you want somebody to know what you're going through. Sometimes it's just somebody to talk to, somebody to release, to clear your head, to get the fog out. You need to hear yourself bounce those words and bounce the experience off someone, and then for them to translate back to you so you can clear your space psychologically. And what happens is they don't believe it. They think that you are fabricating. They think that it's a mirage. They think that you're trying to get attention. Some people will actually leave your friendship because they're thinking you are constantly complaining and you want attention. And so if they leave you because they don't want to deal with what you're dealing with, and they say it's too much, then just leave him. Just walk out. Well, when you have children, you can't just leave a man and walk out the relationship as if those are not his children, or leave a place. You can't do that. The laws will protect them unless they have been proven unfit. And it's not easy always to pick up and leave with children. Everything has to have a plan. Everything has to be has a strategy to it. So please don't feel guilty. And when people are telling you they're not convinced of what you're going through, they're not convinced of your truth. Honey, you're living this every single day. You don't need their truth. You don't need their belief. You know every day. And when you're going through a narcissist relationship, you have to watch the repairing system, because they are tearing down every single day. I mean, it's something all day. It's something every day. Your brain is overacting. Your hormones are spewing out, and you are just on high alert. Your body is not sync, and you have a lack of peace. You're not sleeping. Your stomach is upset. You're not eating. You're always in flight mode or fight mode. And so your whole system is off. And then people don't believe you. Honey, you don't need belief. You need strategy. You need strategy to build your mind, to build yourself up, because the devaluation of the narcissist, to make sure that in conclusion, you know that you have no value, that you have no worth. And they do that so they can hold on to you when they need supply. And they do that because a person who has no value usually allow anything to happen in their life. And when you have no value, you start dismissing the fact that you can get anything better, that you have to be there, that that's all you can have, because that is the sounding board of the narcissist, to tell you what you can't get, to tell you who don't want you. And the truth of it is, if you keep coming back, it must be something there. Yeah, it's called fuel. Fuel is what the narcissists need. The narcissist cannot live without fuel. Fuel can come in the form of attention. Fuel can come in the form of pain. It's not always positive fuel that they need. Sometimes the narcissist can require negative fuel. So they stir up turmoil out of nowhere, and then they want thought fuel. That's when they dismiss you, they leave, they discard you, go away, and then they call you and say something crazy, send you a crazy email, or send something on, leave something on the door, text message, or answering machine, just so you can get that negative word that they're saying, and they know the effects they have on you. And so that's thought fuel. They know that when your life is in turmoil and they are not there, they know that you're longing for them. And so they will purposely stay away. They know that you have sexual needs, emotional needs, financial needs. Some narcissists will hold back financially just so you can miss them, just so you can come to them and almost beg them that you need them, because the narcissist needs attention, 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 like a child. And the more attention they get, the stronger they get in their behavior, the stronger they get. And this personality disorder roots within them. It's to the core. And that's why the doctors will tell you that there is no cure for narcissism. When you have a personality, that's the person. That's how they are. That's how they think. That's how they speak. And that's going to be your experience. And many of you that are experiencing narcissists, trying to convince your family, well, if you have a covert narcissist, the covert narcissist is usually so charming outside of the house. Oh my God, everybody think that you done hit gold with him or with her, and then you close the door and all hell break loose, and nobody believes you, because that's not their public character. Their public character, they have all the right words, and they run to help. They open the door, the little old lady, yes, and they treat her with perfect hospitality, and they're the life of the party. And women are looking at you saying, what's wrong with her? I would die for a man like that. And you're thinking, no, you're going to die with a man like this one. And they don't know. And they have two personality, an inward personality and an outward personality. And it reminds me when you tell a child, use your inside voice and your outside voice, where the narcissists have an inside character and an outside character. The outside character, everybody loves. He's going to make sure that every woman wants him. He's going to smell good, look good. And there he gives you a drink. He brings you the plate. He opens the door. He pulls the chair out. Or if he can feel himself getting angry because you know the truth, then he will leave and go and talk with someone else, and then act like you're a bother, act like you won't let him enjoy himself, act like you're over possessive and that you're jealous. He starts a smear campaign, and the smear campaign is this sneakiness. It's not overt where people look like something is wrong. No, it is so undercurrent. It's so covert. It is so deceptive, and they are laughing, and they'll say, there she goes again. She won't let me talk to anybody. I just want to talk to somebody. You know, she want to keep me hemmed in. Even though she's my wife, I love her. I give her everything. Let me go get her something. Maybe that's what she needs. And then he go get you something. And he loves you. He don't love you. He put his hands around you and just spend time with you and look around to see who's looking. And everybody that he smeared your name with is looking. And then he walks away and everybody see you looking for him and they thinking, boy, she is really jealous. She's really insecure. She needs to just let this man be free. No wonder he wants to leave her. No one. And that is the covert. That is the narcissist. All attention toward him. See, he's turning the attention toward him. He's turning the emotions toward him. And none of it is real. And finally, when things start to leak out, and that's how many of them make their flying monkeys, through covert behavior, through deceptive behavior. This is how he get his next supply, with you in the same room. And then he's flirting with that person. You say something, you mention it. Then he said, I didn't flirt with them. I was just talking to them. Can I talk to someone? Can I speak to someone? And he said just a little bit loud so the person that he wants or somebody around can hear him. And a lot of time what the narcissist does when you're in a public place and they want a supply that is in that place, they maneuver that supply by you so they can smear your name and make you look very uncomfortable. Well, they look like the perfect guy. So that person thinking, wow, she is really crazy. What I wouldn't give to have that guy. And this is how relationships spin off from that. And he end up cheating. He ends up in an affair. He ends up with that supply until he gets another supply through not overt but covert smearing. Every campaign, every smearing campaign is not overt, but all of them are malicious. All of them are degrading. All of them is to bring you to shame, to bring you to a lesser of, no matter what it is. Lesser in confidence, lesser in features, lesser in status. He wants the lesser. And the narcissist doesn't think that you are the spouse and what the spouse look like, usually what you look like. So the narcissist has to really put a lot of energy in making sure all negative views go toward you and not them. So if no one believes you and you go through all of this and you live with the narcissist and the narcissist cheat, and then when you want to leave and you say, I've had enough, you know, I can't convince you to change, you are never going to change, I'm done with this. The narcissist will purposely love bomb you, and I mean give you everything you want, because you got to remember, a narcissist does not like to lose. They like to win at every cost, at any cost. And believe me, it's going to cost you a lot, and it's going to cause you something, because that's what they do. And so once he comes back in, love bomb you, then you got to discard. You can tell the narcissist discard, because they just don't drop you. They start devaluation. They want to torture you. They want every emotional degradation. They want every emotional embargo against all that you feel, all that you are. So when you are talking to someone, this is why you have to get the right people to talk to. Counselors that are skilled with narcissism, counselors that are skilled with traumatic brain injury, TBI, those of you that have been tortured. Sometimes you need a trauma specialist, because a trauma specialist know how to walk you through the sensitive places without breaking you and without furthering destroying you. Because when you revisit pain, the pain expresses itself, and sometimes it expresses itself more than the original occurrence, because now you're bringing it out of memory, and memory start adding things to it that you didn't recognize, you didn't notice before. So memory is always your plus something. And so you need people who specialize in this. And that's why you make sure that your family, when you are talking with your family, make sure your family is not the flying monkey of the narcissist. Make sure the narcissist haven't got to your family where you tell them and they go back and tell the narcissist. Well, you would know because the narcissist can't wait to show you that your family deceived you, and they'll come back and tell you now you don't have trust in a lot of people. So you are asking, who can I tell? Sometimes it's good to get an outside source and someone who specializes professionally where they have no emotional tie and neither do you. It's all professional because you are believed. And I'm telling you, when you come on this channel on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, then you will know that you are believed. You would know that you have sisters and brothers and family that understand every word you say, understand the experience that you're going through, and it makes you feel that you're not alone, that you have gates and fences around you. You start feeling protection, and so you start getting your fight back. You start getting your strength, and you can get the strength to relive your life in beauty and success. It's not over having a relationship with a narcissist. It's not over when friends walk away. It's not over when your family don't believe. It is only over when you give up. But when you don't give up and God has graced you with the ability to keep on keeping on, girl, you can pick up your bootstrap. Man, you can pick up your bootstrap. You can pick up your strength and you can move on. And what was meant to destroy you is your muscle mass to build other people's lives. And I'm telling you, you would do it with such grace and successfulness. So when a person don't believe you, don't you deny your experience. Don't you deny your pain. Don't you deny what you've been through. You turn around and you use it positively. People who can leave you, people who can challenge you, people who say that you're wrong, you don't need them in your life because you're already going through, and you don't need to be re-victimized by anyone who can't understand. A friend should understand. The Bible said a friend loveth at all times. If anybody you expect to understand, sometime even more than your family, your friend, because you're going to tell them things you don't even tell your family. They're going to experience you in a way that even your family don't experience you. So what happens when I can't convince anyone? Don't stop. You don't have to, because when you finish talking to them, guess what you're going to do? You're going to go inside and experience what is happening. You're going to experience what they don't believe. You have to deal with the narcissist. You have to deal with the devaluation, the gaslighting. You have to deal with the discards and the I'm sorry. You have to deal with this is my house like your house. You have to deal when you can't put him out because his name is on the lease. You have to deal sometime with physical disruption and violence, domestic violence. You have to deal with the name calling and the children. You got the scapegoat, golden child, and sometimes all of them are scapegoats. The narcissists deny the whole family and will go to a supply family and treat them like the golden child. And they are not even his kids, just to make sure you stay in your place. The narcissist will go to any extreme for self-preservation. Yes, at your expense. So they don't believe. What they got to do with it? They're not convinced. What has that got to do with it? Your tears don't have their name on it. And your life don't have their name on the experience that you're going through. Life was given you. Choose it well. You build and get a support system. If you find someone, don't allow them to know the narcissist. Talk to them in private. Make sure that when you call, you erase the number. If you email, you erase the email. And when you talk, if you feel that you are being spied on, don't talk there. Go to the library. If you feel like your phone is cloned, if you can, get a secure phone. Get a pay phone. You pay for the minutes, you use your minutes wisely, and you make sure you hide the phone. The narcissist will go through any means necessary to make sure that you are trapped. And you go through all means necessary to make sure that you are not. So I pray that I've answered your questions, and I pray that you feel better about yourself. That when people don't believe you, it has nothing to do with your self-worth. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person. And you don't have to feel guilty because even your family deny your experience. You would be amazed what people see and what they don't want to deal with. So because they don't want to deal with it, they go to denial. You can't go to denial. Even if you did, you deal with it every day. Your brain, your body, your sleepless nights, your dreams, your goals, your children, your family, your energy, they all deal with it. You're convinced sometime that's enough, and it will open the doors for other things. Build your mind. You are a sum total of what you think. So build your thoughts, build your mind, get positive affirmation. Pronounce who you are every day. Look in the mirror when you are alone and talk to you and tell you going to make it. You can do this. That there is no shame to your strategy. Get a strategy and live because life is worth living and you are too powerful to die from emotional occurrence and destruction of narcissist selfishness. You are too powerful to remain in a pit, a hole that has an exit. You are. Stop convincing them and convince yourself that you're well worth it every single day of your life. I pray that this video has blessed you. Write me, leave the comments, and know that you are on real time and nobody can deny your experience. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. God bless.